Councillor Lutterodt abe fire Councillor Charlotte Oduro any ne kunu Apostle Solomon Oduro over divorce rumor. Any news are viral for the past few hours.
Unfortunately, the content of the letter. If I know Nene has the letter, I don't have the letter, but if Nene is reading the letter well, the man is wrong. So all that is going on, letter circulating. How dare you disrespect us by writing a letter from Solomon Oduro Ministries to us to tell us that you have divorced your wife? That is stupidity. Jimmy Benno. Money advices of what I said in career. Manya and the best source of career. Mana the best says of friend and Yamia fresh of one. Jimmy ni Ben the Tissofu office no or didn't pass the announcement. There must of no truck class a crata with a soft one a Jimmy crata. And Quassa Sembeno. I don't know what we find Yamia Sondi and Quassia desa.
I don't watch a video on YouTube. Yes, sure. We can subscribe. I do or say over subscribe. We have video on X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Or any full video no on YouTube. A couple hours ago, news trending and it is still trending. You know the divorce of popular councillor Charlotte Oduro and Apostle Solomon Oduro. Now, councillor in Crawford expected said this particular news the Enya close to her doorstep. Why? Because or no any formula or no any the cheat code or no any the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of sustaining one's marriage. Countlessly on TV stations, radio stations, seminars, meetings and co were exhibiting that thread. Later did we know say Emra Okasa and seminar no fire one kasa fear untimi enkwenche. Well, ni kunu in the issue communique. Or say for the past 3 years they haven't been together. Now about a year ago, so traditional marriage dissolve and also as a misunderstanding kakrebi allegedly it is about property sharing. We so deserving way. And assembly court. Now finally she deemed it right, and now he also deemed it right to put this notice out there. Now fast forward in Crawford shall say this counselor almost sana or failure and are all claiming to be a professor in counseling. Well, Councillor Lutterodt and so at a side opinion about or say the year especially from Solomon Oduro Apostle come by issuing this letter Jimmy Sem Nyanse BNM. It is a total disrespect to supporters, especially of Charlotte Oduro Bieja Emra PMU one of Despite Media's radio station. So Mama Enko Tiedi Okanye while talking about the divorce. Yeba to
That Councillor Lutterodt Ministries, I will announce the divorce of my wife. My Jimmy. Say me ma I'm clarity. Say I'm writing a letter after the divorce with me and my wife that the church is intact. Is that how they write it? I'm not education into I'm Jimmy. Why do we do this to ourselves? I will want to address the audio that Abeku Santana, we played from Abeku Santana's end. And the audio was clear. That Charlotte Oduro was asked a sensible question, but she didn't answer correctly. Yes. Charlotte Oduro, counselor, has constantly made her case on each of her programs, using herself as the biggest example when it comes to this marriage thing. But if it's true that the marriage of Charlotte Oduro and Solomon have collapsed, the marriage collapsed the day they got married. And Charlotte has forced herself to stay in this thing called marriage for the number of years to produce children to come and suffer. Wednesday, for the sake of the listeners, I will go into this conversation deeper than it is. How I wish I will never meet Dr. Charlotte Oduro, so that my virgin mind shall be what I will speak. don't want to be contaminated. Because Charlotte has made the biggest mistake of her life. That a young girl with a vibrant Christian prayer life will marry an innocent man like Apostle Solomon Oduro to destroy the life of both of you and the children you brought into the world. Charlotte left the house according to the interview, constantly kept leaving the house and blame it on communication. That's a loose talk. Most of us we do. Communication, assumption. Why were you leaving the house? If you felt that Abeku's question was a neat question but not sensibly answerable, pass it on. Why would Charlotte say that? And if I say Charlotte, mind you, she's a reverend, she's a doctor, and within our level, that's how we call ourselves. So you two don't come and write Charlotte. She's Reverend Dr. Charlotte Oduro, but I like calling her Charlotte. Hear me. If Reverend Dr. Charlotte Oduro, as we speak, has been able to stay in this marriage for even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then she really decided to hurt herself, because the marriage of Charlotte Oduro and Apostle Oduro was dissolved, collapsed before they had their first child. Why should Charlotte come to complain? Charlotte Oduro, the husband was not in to consummate the marriage for 50 days. What are we talking about? Then she came back to say what nobody was listening. Conditions were very hard. So he was waiting before the Lord for 50 days. Why do you come to disturb a man waiting before the Lord for 50 days to marry you? Why will you do that? Why will you allow a man who is going through 50 days fast to come and marry you, Dr. Charlotte Oduro? And after his 50 days, you gave him access to consummate the marriage, to produce children, or you are having children before the marriage. Dr. Charlotte Oduro, why will you allow yourself that you went for prayer meeting, a man that was not there with you in the church, left the church 1 year, and was able to still get in touch with you to come and marry you, to suffer like this? Why? You don't have a thinker. Charlotte, what is wrong with you?
Vimbas.
The life you lived on earth, that you have shared on radio everywhere, do you deserve to marry a man like Apostle Oduro? Why do you choose to answer certain questions? And see how disgraceful Apostle Oduro has begun disgracing himself. Mind you, and I repeat, mind you, Reverend Dr. Charlotte Oduro and my wife are not the same. They are not. Because Reverend Charlotte Oduro is a female or lady minister of God. So she's not a pastor's wife. These are two pastors who are married. And it's dangerous for two pastors to marry. Because unlike poles attract, like poles repel. So anytime a female pastor is married to a male pastor, they can produce a home. Oh, what are you talking about? Shalabadi adados. Hey, I'll say this. Who? Look, never force your wife or call your wife into ministry. Let her continue doing what she's doing, and let her continue misbehaving the way she's misbehaving, or behaving the way she wants to behave. Don't con your wife to be in the ministry for the sake of what? My wife prays more than anybody. She prays with all the prayer lines, special prophesy. Yes, she does it. My wife prays. But she's not a pastor. When my wife started praying on park with mosquitoes, not today. She's good. Children's service, whatever, Gumsa, whatever, Pensa. Yes. But she's never got a call of God over her life.
And of yeah, so that is it. That is the gospel according to Counselor Lutterodt. Or no, and about bieja edi egu this whole incident. So and yeah, as to Accra. Now, as earlier explained, the masses are saying said they support whatsoever thing that he is saying. Now, I said the all Canadian. Cray bitter truths. Counselors are my divorce, munyan settle, na mo issue, notices out there, they are childish and they are big disrespect. And also there are people who says on one kasampo no a cloud chaser. Or also yebeko no ni fie eja ewo ho, they are waiting on his divorce as well. Well, wait me do adwen share fa your comment section. Once again, we video we unyan subscribe, yes, sure, say subscribe. We really appreciate your love and support. Yeah, that's it.
Vimbaz TV.